Welcome to the best hour of their day podcast with your hosts, Jason Fernandez
and me, Jason Ackerman. With more than 20 years in the business,
as both coaches and affiliate owners,
our passion is to help create world-class affiliates
and coaches by building
better boxes. Welcome to
the best hour of your day.
We got the three amigos back together. This is a rare live episode with Fern and myself, and then a special guest, Nicole Aucoin. We're a few minutes late. Hey, it's hard to get Nicole on time.
It's true.
If
I had to describe Nicole in one word, it would be
unorganized.
It would be not prompt.
Chaos.
Right.
I would say chaos, unorganized. Whatever.
Unorganized.
What's the opposite of punctual? Not punctual.
Late.
Often late.
Often late. Typically never really has a plan for things or is outlined. So
under planner.
Yeah.
Under.
These are all things that people would definitely describe Nicole as.
Oh, you guys crack me up.
But
That's great.
We're going to talk about the Global Health Initiative.
Global Health Project.
That's what I said. No? Is that what I said?
No.
What did I call it? Are you guys sure that that's right? Are you sure I'm not right?
I'm sure. Are you sure?
Before we talk about the Global Health Project, let's do a little summary. We saw you in Nashville at GAS, the Gym Accelerator Summit. Smashed it again. I should say this. Jason Aucoin smashed it. Let's be honest. Is he for everybody thinks Fern is the brains, but in reality, it's me behind the scenes. You have the puppet marionette. Is that what goes on at HSN too?
You know, he is the best hype man and the best person to MC the event. And
talking about me or which Jason are you?
My Jason.
Oh,
yeah. So he did a great job and made sure everyone was fed and where they needed to be on time. So he's definitely the organizer of all the logistics. So yeah, he did great.
That was a fun event. It was great. I'll tell you what I enjoyed.
Yeah.
So I would wake up casually. Fern, let me give this guy a shout out. I'm going to give you a shout out.
Wow.
You were like, hey, so-and-so didn't show up to coach a class. On
I know what you're referring
Friday,
to.
right? It was Friday. The Friday, 6 a.m. class.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And you came up to me. You're like, hey, can you coach at 6? I was like, no. Just no. And then Fern will stay up all night and still set his alarm for 4:30 to coach that class. So shout out there. Funny
what
story.
Jay's referring to is that he is the teammate that is usually of little help in certain scenarios.
Minimal
We're like,
help.
hey, I need you to do this. He's like, I can't help you. And I'm like, okay. Then what is the purpose of you being on this
I'm
team?
extremely helpful between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. though. If you come at me at those 3 hours, I got you.
Yeah. What happened was we were filming some content downstairs and somebody ran in. Cody ran and he was like, you're supposed to be upstairs giving a talk right now. And I was like, that's not what you told me. So again, going back to where we started the show, most of this is a direct reflection of Nicole not giving us the information we needed to know.
Underappreciated moment at GAS. Fern was in the wrong spot. Cody's fault. But your husband, Jason's like, hey, we need you there. And he was like, the talk started. I was like, what is it on? He's like, leadership. I was like, let's go.
We're like, oh, pinch hitter. Put him in there, coach. Put me in, coach.
Just blind. And, but smashed it. Got a question from Jess Laker. So it was good to, see her. And
nobody knew what was going on and he didn't know what he was talking about, but everybody seemed entertained. So
yeah,
you do a good job entertaining people. We'll give you that.
I appreciate that. But shout out to Fern, team player. Also, you might not have heard this story. I heard it at the VIP dinner. So Allie from Cal Harbor, and I forget her other coach's name. There was another coach there that she had just had a baby. I want to say Sarah.
I don't
but I'm
remember.
not sure. They were leaving the hotel to go to the workout, and Louis is like, I can't make it. I'm too tired. Right? So they drive Fern to the workout.
It's dark outside, and I saw Allie, and I was going to get an Uber, and I was like, well, we have a car. You can just ride with us. And I was like, okay, cool. So I canceled the Uber, hop in the back seat, and I'm just back there, because Chuck asked me to go help. No, you asked me to go help Chuck coach the workout at Proven that morning. So I was like, all right, well, I'll do it.
Yeah. And so on the car ride, this other coach, let's call her Sarah, was asking Fern, like, hey, like, are you a nutrition coach? And like, how's your nutrition? And then she gets there and like, he's like, all right, guys, gather around. Right? And she was like, oh, that's the guy. So it was very entertaining. And that was a good
What was
dinner.
funny was Allie, and listen, not that anybody should know who I am, but like
Allie knew.
Allie knew and just didn't say anything. She like set her up, you know.
That was part of what was funny about it. All right. Well,
That's
before
great.
Christian has an aneurysm, because we're not on topic, let's talk about the GHP, the Global Health Project. And then we also have we'll have a little talk about our affiliate tour. We still have 4 more dates happening. Boston coming up next. You guys crushed it in Atlanta and we, at Buckhead. Shout out to Ali G. So who wants to go first? Let's, explain to me the GHP like you're talking to an 8-year-old.
Or you.
The big idea is to be able to give gym owners a framework to be able to create partnerships with local healthcare providers. So this is something that I'm super passionate about. We've seen really great success at our HQ location and helped other gyms do it. And when I talk to gym owners, they all kind of say the same thing. Like they have healthcare providers, doctors, nurse practitioners that are in their facility, but they have no clue how to work with them to be able to provide a place for their patients to help with lifestyle interventions, exercise, nutrition, accountability. And on the other side, healthcare providers are like, I have nowhere to send my people to. They keep getting sicker. We're just giving them more medications. And it's like this big gap. And the goal is to create a bridge between what's happening in the clinical setting with the medical interventions and the lifestyle interventions happening with gyms. So giving them a framework. And it actually started, like the whole conversation started about, I don't know, almost a year ago. Dr. Shweta Raju came in to town. She's a CrossFit level 3 trainer. She came into town with her husband, who's also a CrossFit level 3 trainer. And we were having a conversation in my office. And she's like, if doctors and healthcare providers could just experience what happens inside of a CrossFit affiliate, then I think they would be able to better understand how this could really be a benefit to their patients. And I was like, I know exactly how to do this. Let's call Fern and see about creating some type of collaborated initiative where you guys can teach the framework of Bring a Friend Week, but we can tailor it towards healthcare providers. And then I could teach the framework of how to build healthcare partnerships. And we could create this awesome free course to help serve affiliate owners to help them make a greater impact.
Yeah, I met Shweta at Gas. Super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Were you able to check out our places when you were in Atlanta?
Yeah. So we went on Saturday morning, we went to one of the clinics and they're actually doing CrossFit and then they use Healthy Steps Nutrition in their clinic. And it is so cool to see what they're doing. They brought in 3 patients who've gotten off some medications and lost a significant amount of weight. And really the goal is to be able to provide them a space where they feel comfortable and then, graduate them to a CrossFit affiliate, which is really cool. So yeah, she's doing amazing work in their clinics. They have 70,000 patients. Like
wow.
They have 17 clinics, 70,000 patients that they see every year.
That is.
This is just GP, like general practitioner stuff?
So the way they have it set up, so 17 clinics, the facility that we went to is kind of like a one-stop shop. They have MRI, they have imaging, they have ENT, they've got ortho, but they all kind of refer to each other to this real, collaborative facility, but it starts with the primary care. And then her husband's a neurologist.
That's so many patients. It's like hard to wrap your brain around 70,000.
Right. Imagine like we struggle with like 100 members at a gym. You're like, oh, there's 69,000 more.
It's a small city. My patient base is a small city.
Yeah, and I'm sure you grow to that size. You have very different systems in place. But Fern, have you seen this go on in any affiliate yet?
I know a couple of affiliates that have run it. I've not personally seen it yet. Like we were going to do it. We couldn't because we already had like a normal Bring a Friend Week on our calendar, which is next week. So we're going to run it later on in the year. And that's kind of the whole point, which is like, this is not like a one-time deal. I think people should take this framework and then use it as another outbound strategy to engage, local medical practitioners and your local community to essentially like try to do more good. And you can put this on repeat, just like you can do Bring a Friend Week. Like this, it shouldn't be looked at as like, well, we did it and then we're done. Because I personally don't think, and I talked about this at the panel at GAS, that it's going to take multiple iterations, I think, in most cases for this to catch. Because the first time you do it, I don't think most people will understand what it is. Not because it's unclear, but just because it's new. Anytime something's new, people don't get it. So it's like, get your first one underneath your belt, create some relationships, have some conversations, figure out when you want to do it again. But yeah, I see this as something you could run once, twice a year, no problem.
Nice.
If you look at like the stats, the average medical office, primary care practice has 2,000 to 3,000 patients that they see every single year. And, after the World Affiliate Tour, someone was like, I don't know about knocking on all these doors. I'm like, make a list of the healthcare providers that are in your facility that already believe in what you're doing and have conversations with them. So we've got the Global Health Project training course, but then as a part of that, we created all of this media of doctors like Dr. Shveta Raju and the founder of the CrossFit Medical Society, Tom McCoy, and chiropractors, physical therapists, dietitians, like all of these different healthcare providers talking about the power of creating partnerships with gym owners to be able to serve their patients. And my thought is like, use all of this media to just gain awareness and get your members talking, and then have conversations inside of your gym with the people that already trust you. You don't need a million healthcare provider partnerships. Start with one and nurture that. And I mean, gosh, if you get 50 patients referred to you in a year, like 50 new clients, that's a great lead source that
nobody's upset about that.
Like 93% of patients are metabolically unhealthy. So that's like 1,800 people going to the doctor every year that need your support, that need your services, that most doctors have nowhere to send them. All they do is say, you need to eat better, you need to exercise, and it's not working, so here's a medication. And then they come back and their numbers are still bad, so they up that medication. And that's the traditional system. So this is a way to lock arms with the healthcare providers, and not saying that they can't put people on medications, but all of the research shows if you combine medical interventions with lifestyle interventions, or just do lifestyle interventions, the outcomes for patients are going to be better. And ultimately, that's what doctors want. They want their outcomes of their patients to be better.
Yeah, I mean, if you get for every doctor 50 leads a year, and you can partner up with, call it 4, and you can close at 50%, right? Like,
yeah.
And I would imagine it's a higher close rate considering their doctor is saying, hey, you need this. It's almost like a prescription. That's all you need in reality for your gym. I mean, and we haven't even begun to discuss, is there an incentive for the doctors? If you know you're getting 50 leads, that's somewhere where I'd be like, here's $500, like every time someone joined, figure out what that number is, where they're motivated to do it, especially then when you can come back and be like, by the way, here's the results a year later for your clients.
Yeah. So that you touched on 2 things, and Fern, I'll let you talk about the referral, because it's going to be different than your general gym referral. There's laws around that. But I think from a gym owner or a nutrition coach, you can set up like a progress report. So if you were referred to me, Jay, from your primary care physician, we're working together for 6 months and you lose X number of percent body fat, and you're changing all these habits and you're being super consistent, I could create some type of progress report and send it back to your healthcare provider with also a little blurb about how we're working together. And if we continue to do that, that's reinforcing to the doctor, like, man, this program works. I'm not just sending my clients to something and it's not effective. Right. Fern, do you want to talk a little bit about the referral side of it?
So obviously, if you're going to run the normal play, there's obviously a financial incentive for both parties, right? But obviously, when you're talking about a medical professional, a doctor, nurse, anybody that falls in that world, it's illegal to give financial incentives.
Well, here I am getting people arrested,
which is crazy. which should I listen? I mean, like, we should talk about this. Is like, it's crazy that they can't get a referral for that, but they can get money from pharmaceuticals, which is bonkers.
Technically, right? They can't either, but they get different incentives. Like, okay, you're going on a cruise trip, or you're doing something different. So it's a way of like a workaround.
Right.
by not giving them.
I
like,
was just
an
pointing
actual
out
check of
the
cash.
grotesqueness of that, but
Yeah.
so with that, you cannot incentivize the physician financially in this scenario, right? So really what you're doing is you want to create potentially a larger incentive for the person coming in to account for that. And really, I think any good doctor, any good physician is really just looking somewhere where for a place, for a partner to send their clients to get them off of medications, right? To have them live a healthier lifestyle so they don't come into their practice and have the same problem or worse problem next year when they come in for their physical. So yeah, understand that there's not necessarily any technical, in air quotes, benefit for the practitioner in that sense, other than healthy healthy patients, which I think is probably what they're looking for, at least the good ones. So just understand you can't do that in this scenario.
But you can send them on a cruise.
Apparently, yeah, you could send them on a cruise. Yeah, so
You can have like CrossFit affiliates showing up at doctors' offices with like a big spread of lunch, like you see all the pharmaceutical companies do.
yeah,
Which
we'll send them to the
I think
games.
it's
We can send them to the games.
I think it's a super smart idea to offer to bring lunch, because then that will get you just okay. Let's take a step back. If we're talking about a nutrition program in a gym, if you only have the nutrition coach talking about the nutrition program, it's not going to catch as fast as if everyone on your team is talking about how awesome the nutrition program is. So if
Right.
you offer to bring in lunch for the facility, then you have an opportunity to talk to the entire staff, get them all on the same page of the benefits of your program and how it works. And then it's going to reinforce when the doctor says, hey, you need to go to Healthy Steps Nutrition. Then the nurse assistant and the front desk person say, man, this program's awesome. It's helped to so many people. Here's the next step. It's going to reinforce, and they're more likely to take action. If you want to do that, and I think that would be the next step from big picture, the Global Health Project is a vehicle to start conversations and give you authority to create partnerships with healthcare providers. And ultimately, the next step would be you build this relationship so that's an easy path for them to send people and there's not as many roadblocks. And one of the things to increase the effectiveness of a partnership is to train the entire team. So bring in lunch, talk to them about your program. I think the first step before even doing any of that is you need to gather the success stories, not just weight loss, but also like biomarkers. If your members are doing blood work, do you have the numbers about their triglycerides going down, their cholesterol going down, their A1C going down? Do you have all those numbers as well as body fat percentage, so that you can show the effectiveness of your program? I'm sure they're pitched a lot, especially with like GLP-1s, right? like, okay. And I was sharing some of the statistics with GLP-1s, and the average person in a year loses between 25 and 39% of their lean muscle mass.
Wow.
In a year on GLP-1. And normal muscle mass loss is about 0.8 to 1 pounds per
Well, would
year,
that be,
right?
is that a reflection of the people that are taking it just aren't strength training?
So if you're not eating enough
Some of it,
protein and you're
yeah.
not strength training, but rapid weight loss like that is going to cause you to lose some muscle mass.
Yeah.
But basically, like you're accelerating the aging process by 25 years by taking a medication and not really prioritizing protein and strength
25
training.
years.
Yeah, I mean, you lose about a pound every year, 0.8, about 0.8 to 1 pound of muscle mass every year after the age of 30. And if you're losing 39%, 0.8 to 1%. So yeah, if you're losing 25 to 39% in a year, like that's 25% is a lot in 1 year to lose of your muscle mass.
That's crazy.
It's a lot. Bariatric
That's
surgery
terrifying,
is
actually. Like I'm thinking about like older populations at this point, right? Who already have an issue with lack of muscle mass, lack
for
of
sure.
bone density, like lack of all these things that are, pretty strong correlates to longevity. And then you're going to add on top of, look, hey, let's just speed that up for you guys. Like, and just, it sounds insane.
But, even if you talk to doctors, like I went to my primary care before we hosted the healthcare appreciation week at our gym and back in February. And I asked them like, hey, who do you guys refer to? Do you guys address lifestyle interventions? What do you guys do for the people that you're putting on GLP-1s? She's like, oh, we have nothing. I'm like, did you know that we have a nutrition and fitness program, and this is what it looks like. She goes, can you give me cards? I had no idea. So, it's not that they don't understand it's a problem. They just don't know where to send people.
Yeah, I think one of the big things for any affiliate owner that's going to do this, you guys know me, I like to be very pragmatic about this. Like it is going to be some upfront time and energy on your part to create these relationships, right? Like I don't want anybody to be of the opinion, like, listen, we've laid out a lot in this course for you guys to make the whole thing a lot easier, but understand there's still going to be legwork on your part to create a relationship that, if we're going to be really realistic about this, probably 12 to 18 months before some of these would start to catch. However, you're not going anywhere. So, I mean, maybe a little bit sooner, but my point is just like on average, it's probably multiple visits to the doctor's office, 2 iterations of this before it's what I would call a known quantity, right? Because you're going to swing and miss on them, probably a lot of these doctors' offices, because they're busy, not because they don't want to help people, but like they got stuff going on, right? You just said they have 70,000 clients across 17 locations. And we're talking about somebody who is all in on CrossFit. Like she's a level 3 trainer, right? So now we talk about somebody who's not maybe super interested in that. Like it's going to take a little time, and that's okay. Right? It's worth the effort in my mind.
I think, we've helped a number of gyms implement healthcare partnerships. I think that like big picture, it might be helpful to talk about some different scenarios that we dive in deeper into the course. But, some people, for us at our HQ location, the doctors that are referring to us aren't super, super close to our gym. So being able to have a nutrition only offer where they're not having to come in 2 to 3 times a week would make sense, so that you can still help them in a different way and maybe guide them to a different gym. So that for us has been super helpful. The second thing is having something at the doctor's office to give people so that they can walk away. Like we have these little cards that have, book a free discovery call, or you might have like a beginner's guide to meal prepping or something, so that they can get into your ecosystem and then you can nurture them that way. But having something like this for the doctor to give to the patient is super helpful for them to walk away with. The healthcare provider or the gym owners that have set up some really cool partnerships with healthcare providers. One of them has literal referral papers on there that they recommend it. And they say, if you want CrossFit 696 to reach out to you, put your name on here and we'll send them your information. So it's like a direct line. I think that's the best case scenario, because then the follow-up is on you and you're not requiring someone to fill out this form.
Right.
But you want to make it super easy for people to take the next step. And I do not believe the next step is come into your facility. It is getting on the phone with them and talking to the referral to find out a little bit more about what they're looking for. Is your gym even realistic for them in regards to like convenience, or would a nutrition only offer make the most sense to get them into your ecosystem and maybe personal training?
I think you should also, we talked about going in and making sure they understand, like invite them in. Invite the nurses, even if it's a free membership for their staff, like that's a great, again, free offer to them. Then you get the nurses excited. They're going to talk about it, or the PAs or whoever, right? Everyone, the doctors even, but get them in the doors, get them to understand what's going on. So with this GHP, how can they get more information?
So you can go to healthystepsnutrition.com/DHP. I'll give you guys the links, and it's literally a free course that you enroll in. We teach you how to create healthcare partnerships, how to run the healthcare appreciation week, which is essentially the bring a friend week play for healthcare providers to get them to experience it, what you were just saying, Jay, and then be able to start having a deeper conversation with them about how can we work together? How can we help your patients? One of the other things that I would think about is the normal doctor's office is like 7:30 to 5:30 or 5 o'clock. So probably some of your class times are not going to be convenient for them. So you might really push like a Saturday option when the class times are not going to be convenient for them, where Saturdays would be a little bit more convenient. Or you might go to them like a workout for the staff in the parking lot. Andrea from AMROC did a workout with the doc day, which was pretty cool. She invited all the doctors invited their patients, they invited the members, and then they had a wellness at the whiteboard brief which is a cool way to tie it all together and really align yourself with practitioners. Because from an affiliate owner standpoint, you would want to be aligned with healthcare providers that believe in the lifestyle interventions and aren't going to tell people CrossFit is dangerous. So like it's a benefit for you to have these healthcare providers in your ecosystem, like a wellness network. And then it's a benefit for them to be able to refer people and know that they're going to get taken care of.
And I think there's a lot more of those practitioners now, let's call it maybe over the last 5 years, meaning there are more and more physicians who are leaving network to go run cash-based practices. And a lot of instances like these are probably better options because simply based on that, it's more likely that you're going to be aligned on, healthcare protocols and how you view wellness and exercise and all of these things. And there's a lot of those people that are leaving network these days. And I brought this up at GAS during the panel. Every gym owner probably knows a handful of physicians, right? You probably have one, but don't be afraid to ask your members, right? So if you have 100 members at your gym, almost all of them have a primary care physician. At least 5 of them probably like their physician, at which point start there, right? Get an introduction if you can. And now I've got a warm handoff in that scenario instead of having to kind of cold call people and do stuff like that. And if you explain this to your members, it's more likely that this will be a good handoff instead of just like a random, well, I got this trainer who's doing this thing. So go into your network. I brought it up at the panel that, we spend as affiliate owners, we spend all this time cultivating this community and building this culture and then never, ever think to leverage it in any sort of way. And this is a perfect opportunity to do that. So do not underestimate the hundreds of people walking in and out of your facility every single day. Because again, almost everybody has a primary care physician. So if you have 100 clients in there, you have 100 opportunities to connect with a physician in some way, shape, or form. Not all of them are going to be wins, but that's not the point. This is about getting at bats and having conversations. So start there, start in your community. It's going to be probably the easiest version of this whole process.
I would look at the people in your community who have seen really good results and start there first. Like, hey, you've lost a significant amount of body fat. Your numbers are trending in a really good direction. The doctor's probably asking, what are you doing? And they're probably saying, oh, I'm going to a gym or I'm working with a coach. But that's probably the extent of the conversation. Hey, my coach is actually looking to create partnerships with healthcare providers. Here's some information about what they do. And then it's a QR code to, have a conversation with you to get into your ecosystem. So you might do those progress reports for all of your nutrition and fitness clients, or at least the ones that have seen really good results, to be proactive with letting the doctors know. That was something that we talked about over the weekend at the World Affiliate Tour. Shveta was talking about, man, if one of my patients came in and said, hey, this is what I'm doing, she would be like, whoa, tell me more. Right. So this is something that, yes, you should leverage the community. You have a doctor probably. And I would even be looking at pediatricians too. What we found personally with healthcare partnerships is the pediatricians and pediatric GIs are our best referral source. Because we're all parents here. If your kid's doctor says something, you are much more likely to do it for them than for you. And we just guide them to a family nutrition coaching program. So yes, we're helping the kid, but ultimately we're really helping the parents change their habits because those are trickling down to the kids.
Fair enough. Yeah. I took Bodhi to the doctor yesterday. I'm like, what do I need to do? How do I fix this thing?
Yeah.
What?
It's just snot running out of his face.
He's a kid.
Like, can I get another one? Can I exchange this one?
The doctor was like, he's fine. He was like, he's fine. I was like, if you send me home without medicine, I'm in trouble. I was like, just give me something. I was like, he did.
My wife's going to think that I didn't ask. Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, I had this list and it was like, I was lying to the doctor. The doctor was like, how many ear infections has he had? And I was like, 7
this week.
No, I thought of a high. I was like, this is going to be high. Like, so I'm completely guessing. I was like 6. And he was like, first he was like, that's not high. And then he followed up with, and it says right here, he's at 3. I was like, you tricked me. I was like, you knew the answer. So anyway, but he did have an ear infection. So I did go picked up some sort of antibiotic. Anyway,
my kids don't get sick. I told them they're not allowed.
Madison doesn't. Bodie's just forever sick. Madison is fine.
Oh man.
Next stop on the tour, Nicole. We got Boston.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this one.
May
So
29th, is that the day?
May 29th and 30th. So Thursday afternoon, we'll do a workout, a wellness at the whiteboard type of thing. And then Friday will be the big day. And the way the event is broken up is, Fern, you kick off the day talking about something, a blueprint, affiliate blueprint. What is the session that you talk about?
The one that we have scheduled for that is like basically outlining the affiliate blueprint to help people assess like where they are in that overall roadmap, to start to highlight what should your objectives be wherever you're at in your growth stage, and then what are the biggest risk categories that you're going to need to address in order to grow, so that people can start mapping out a more tangible, actionable plan that is relevant to them in the process, because all of those things change as you grow. And this is what we've mapped out with working over 1,000 affiliates over the past 4.5 years.
Awesome. So you start with that, and then I dive into the nutrition piece of the puzzle, helping people understand what does it take to build a successful, not only nutrition, but really a holistic health coaching program, and talking about the support needed from the affiliate owner, and then building a nutrition team. And we give one of the things that we actually did at Gas, and it was super successful. People tripled their, like in the 3 weeks since Gas, tripled the amount of nutrition clients through something so simple as informal conversations. So helping your members connect the dots. So if I'm in your class and I say, this workout was really hard, or I'm not building muscle, or I haven't hit a PR, I would want a coach to come up to me and be like, hey, Nicole, how are you eating? How are you sleeping? How are you dressing the other 23 hours of the day? Have you considered working with Jay, our nutrition coach? This is going to really help you be able to skyrocket your results, and insert the issue that they had just said. And gym owner, we got everyone up and practiced at Gas, and they started selling more nutrition and getting their teams aligned to start having more conversations about nutrition. And we did the same thing at the World Affiliate Tour, and people really liked it. So you have to leave with some actionable stuff. I think that's the fun part of this event, is since we have more time, people can practice and create a plan to implement. And it's not just a fire hose of information. You leave with like, okay, on Monday, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. So it's super practical. And we've got push press. They talk about the Love's flywheel, and they talk about some metrics specific to the stuff that they're seeing with push press. And then you have another session for an after lunch, right?
Yep. And then that one, we go pretty deep into sales, everything from looking at your entire sales cycle into how to craft a sales process to handle objections, both when they happen or preferably preemptively, in order to make sales simpler, because it's like sales is a key component of how you drive and manage your affiliate.
And then we end with the Global Health Project. And in Boston, I'm super excited about this one because CrossFit 696 is actually going to come up and share a little bit about what they're doing. They have partnerships with a group of cardiologists and a primary care physician that consistently sends referrals to them every single day. And they're going to talk a little bit. Megan is actually a nurse practitioner, and Matt is his main focus is the gym. And they're going to talk practically, how did they do this and what does it look like, and some of the obstacles that they ran into and how they overcame them. So super excited for them to share their story, and hopefully gym owners will understand really the power of healthcare partnerships. If they come to Gas with watching the Global Health Project stuff before, it would probably be more helpful. So I'm excited that they're listening. Everyone's listening to this podcast. Ultimately, the goal of this event is really, let's give gym owners some tools and resources to help them level up so that they can make a greater impact in their community.
So if you're in the Northeast area and we don't see you in Boston,
you should, 100%.
Jay is going to have a list of people that don't show up, that he writes their names down on when he puts
lipstick
the lipstick on. Yep. And then
on my wall right here.
Yep.
It's free. Like, there's no reason why a gym owner should not come. Like, it guarantee, if you don't walk away with something that will help you level up your business, number one, you weren't listening, or no, like I'll sit down with you one-on-one after to make sure like we understand the value of everyone's time, and I want gym owners to come and connect and leave super excited to be able to help more people, reach more people.
You heard it here. If you don't get something, Nicole's got a one-on-one.
Yeah.
We'll drop the Calendly link.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. That's confidence.
She ain't scared.
She ain't scared.
Every single person was so fired up after Atlanta. Like it was awesome.
It was a good event. It was a good
Look,
event.
You would be hard pressed to just sit around 30 other affiliate owners with no agenda and no speakers and not leave excited, right? If you're a good affiliate owner, you would be talking, you would get best practices, you would get excited, right? So being led by, two of the best in the industry with a plan, with, other like-minded affiliate owners, you're going to leave excited. You're going to get an ROI on it because you're going to go home and just work harder. And if you implement something like the GHP, or you just take one or two things that Fern drops, like you'll crush it. So good stuff. So Atlanta coming. Christian, can we get a link to all the dates? Because we got Atlanta, we got Portland. I did double check.
We got Boston. Atlanta's.
I'm sorry. We got Boston, we got Portland, we got Denver,
DC,
and DC. Roz is home for the Denver, so I did check that. She got back to me. Nicole, we're good.
Great.
We're good.
You're going to grace us with your presence for one of them.
I'll show up for a little bit at rep. Cool. Yeah. And then of course we've got Affiliate Con. Early bird tickets are out. Hey Christian, will you drop that link? Nicole's going to be there. Can we drop a little bit of information, Fern? How much information?
Yeah. So let's start with what Affiliate Con is.
All right, you go.
Affiliate Con is think of CrossFit coach, CrossFit affiliate owners playground, right? You're going to get there. We're going to have guest speakers. There will be workshops. There will be like all things learning and connecting and networking. There will be industry leaders there. So we'll have speakers that will be talking about business. We'll be talking about nutrition. We'll be talking about training. We'll be talking about leadership. So there's a little something there for everybody. And we wanted to put this together because we wanted to create a hub for people to come without any distractions, meaning like this is all we're really going to talk about. So if you are in the CrossFit space, this is going to be for you. Still solidifying some of the speakers and some of that stuff, but it's going to be awesome. So tickets are available right now. 600 is the cap on that, just because based on the venue. It'll be in Irving, Texas, right outside of Dallas, and it'll be late October 24th, that weekend, and it's going to be awesome. So we'll do all the things that CrossFitters like to do. We'll hang out, we'll work out, we'll learn. We'll do a little social stuff, networking, and and then we will grow it from there. So year one, inaugural year, and then we'll grow it from there and make it bigger, better, more fun, all the things.
Yeah, so tickets are available at that link that Christian just said. We've already sold a bunch. So as Fern said, probably only about 580 left. So if you want to get in, you got to act fast. Also, is
it for owners and coaches? Like anyone can come, or
owners, coaches?
Literally anybody. I mean, like if you're a CrossFitter, like this is going to be beneficial for you to just show up and learn, right? But primarily this is for the professionals in the community. But like if you're just a casual CrossFitter, like you're going to learn something there,
right? Because we have people like Hinshaw talking about
right,
aerobic capacity. Matt Torres coming in. Mayhem's going to be there. Cody Looney from Bergner is going to be there.
Yeah. And we'll have more working on some other folks. I just had a meeting prior to this to try to outline a couple things, and it's going to be fun. Right. So that's the whole purpose, is like have fun, network, learn some stuff, and get out of the box.
Nicole Aucoin is going to be there. Is that true?
Yep.
Is that true?
This
is where you're going to sit down with anyone that wants a one-on-one.
You're going to sit down with all 600 people.
Everybody gets.
If you don't learn something at a tour stop, but everyone's going to learn something.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll give out copies of.
We forgot this main selling point at that event at Affiliate Con. We're going to do raffles. So if you are an affiliate owner and you show up, we're going to raffle off 3 gym owners there are going to get their affiliate dues paid for the year. So there is benefit for you to show up to that. And we're going to put together some stuff for trainers as well. They'll be equally beneficial, right? So this isn't just put together, like you have an opportunity to basically win $4,500 by showing up.
And other companies, RX Smart Gear, for example, is ponied up for some stuff for the raffle. I'm sure Hinshaw and I'm sure Bergner will give away seminars, right? So yes, whether you're an affiliate owner or coach, there'll be plenty of opportunities to win big. And then of course, one-on-one with Nicole for everyone, for all 600.
Wait, how did we get here?
Well, you offered to do that about 20 minutes ago. So
you definitely did offer to do that.
So now we're just.
I said if you do not find value at one of the tour stops, I will sit down to make sure that you do find value.
Yeah, and this Fern, is when you will do it.
Okay. And Fern, if I'm not mistaken, you said the same thing in Atlanta.
I'd never heard him say
now
that.
Streaming.
That's a lie. Fern does not do meetings. I can tell you that much. So that's a lie. I can't get a one-on-one with Fern.
Well, that's just because I don't want one with you.
Goodness. Yeah. Well, I hope
because if I do a meeting with Jay, it will be something that I had given him previously that somehow will be handing back to me.
Yeah. Here it is.
Oh,
yeah. It's done. Nope. Same.
Nope.
Same
nope. I just wanted to give it back to you because I haven't done it yet. And I'm like, oh, so.
Well, you did task me with something.
Weird circle.
This is a great example. Last night you tasked me with something and I woke up and it was done in my inbox by you.
No, that was different, but
very, very close to the point that I was like, now I don't have to do this.
Well, if that just shows my lack of trust in you, then yeah.
He was like, hey, you have to come up with a plan for this. And then I woke up, I was like, this.
No, you misread it. This is why Jay never pays attention. I wanted his input. I never asked him to build the full plan because I knew that would never happen. So I made the overarching plan. I still wanted his feedback, which he's now not going to do because he has now interpreted my planning for his feedback.
It's good. It's very good. But
this is how he does it, right? He's just like, oh no, it's good. I have nothing else to offer. I will no longer participate.
When you're the best, like you are, it's hard to add more to it. Like
that literally doesn't work here. That doesn't work. Wow. Flattery is not something I'm interested in.
You're just so good at using.
Listen, the sled dog at the front does not want to be flattered. They want people. They want the other dogs to pull on the chain.
All right,
pull on the chain.
You guys just make such a great partnership.
So good. It's the best. Hold on. Let me write Fern's name back on my list over here. Well, we know you got to go, Nicole. You got a busy life. You got lots of one-on-ones to get to.
Oh, gosh. I don't know what I just got myself into.
People can obviously find you through the normal healthy steps, all that. Check out the link that Christian put up, healthystepsnutrition.com/GHP. If you're interested in the affiliate tour, that link's there as well. And then, of course, Affiliate Con, where I feel like we do a lot together. It's been fun these last couple of years, Nicole, doing all these things with you. Watching.
It's great working with you guys. It's so much fun. Everything's super organized, and you guys show up every single time, and we provide a ton of value. And I think we can all rise to the tide together. So thank you guys. I'm excited for the rest of the tour. And if just so you know, if one of the dates works better for you, let's say Boston works better for you, but you're in the central area, come. We'd love you to come to any date that works. Essentially,
they're all available.
Against Fern's wishes, it's a tour. It's the same set list or very close to.
That is directly against my wishes.
We got the vernacular.
And you can come to any of the events that you would like, whatever date works best.
I'll throw this out there.
Yeah.
Having seen the Dave Matthews Band thousands and thousands of times, Fern. It's like a Dave show, right? Like the only difference is it's going to be the same set list, but it's going to be unique flavor at each one, right? Mm-hmm. But hey, there are people I've seen this. They're driving minivans and they're coming to all the stops.
Yeah.
Julia Brown has been to every event we've ever thrown. She's selling veggie burritos. She's selling veggie burritos out of the back of her van. She's dyeing her hair purple and she's on tour with Best Hour at HSN. I can tell you, I've seen her everywhere I go. I'm like, this is like, how are you here? Like, Tennessee's in the middle of the country, I guess, because she's she just had everything. But many people are stopping at multiple stops along the way.
You don't have to be in that region to come. So we'd love you to come and learn and connect and share too. We're not meant to just soak up all the information. We want you to share what's working and, be a contributor.
Awesome. Well, You got to run. We got to run.
Yeah.
Nicole, great chatting with you. We'll see everybody
Thanks.
in Boston. Check out the GHP. Get your affiliate con tickets now. See y'all later.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Best Hour of Their Day podcast. We appreciate you listening and choosing to have us help you in your passion for coaching and affiliate ownership. You can find more episodes just like this on all podcast platforms. If you're interested in learning more, you can reach out to us on any social media platforms, or you can visit www.besthouroftheirday.com to book a call. If you found this episode helpful for you, please share it so that we can help other coaches and affiliate owners to help build a bigger and stronger CrossFit community. Thanks for listening.